The integrated essay is the first of 2 essays you have to write for the writing section of the TOEFL, the last section of the exam. Unlike on any other standardized exam, the essays on the TOEFL are not optional. You have to write them because they factor into your total score for the exam. The other essay is called independent. Even though the integrated essay is first, it's actually shorter. To understand the difference between the two, you can remember 222 and 333. For the integrated essay, you have 20 minutes, so you want to write at least 200 words or 2 sentences per paragraph. For the independent essay, you have 30 minutes, so you want to write at least 300 words or 3 sentences per paragraph. 200 to 300 words is actually not that much, so you may end up writing more than that. Independent means it's just you. You are asked your opinion about something. By now you know the 4 sections of the TOEFL are reading, listening, speaking, and writing, and integrated means some combination of those. In this case, reading, listening, and writing in that order. On any integrated task, it is not your objective to be creative, but simply instead to demonstrate that you understood what you read and or heard. In the prompt for this essay, because reading comes first, you see a text. It's an excerpt from an academic textbook. The length and time you have to read it vary. After the reading comes the listening. It's a lecture given by a professor on the same topic. Lecture in English does not mean reading, it means speech. Even though the reading and the listening are on the same topic, they always have the same relationship. They always conflict. They always disagree. In other words, if the reading is positive, the listening will be negative, and vice versa. After you hear the lecture, you see the directions, which you never actually need to read because they're always the same. However, it is important to note that the directions ask you to focus on the listening, not on the reading, and that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, the TOEFL assumes that listening is more difficult for most people than reading. Number two, you cannot hear the listening again, but you will see the text again when you prepare and write. So writing about the reading when it's on the screen right in front of you is a stupid mistake. You want to take notes on both the reading and the listening. It's a good idea to take notes in table format with the listening over to the left in order to prioritize the listening. Specifically, you are taking notes on the points of disagreement. Again, the reading and the listening are always on the same topic and they always disagree. And specifically, they always conflict on 3 points, and those are your 3 body paragraphs. However, the points don't always appear in the same order in the reading and the listening. So yes, you do see the reading again as you prepare and as you write, but you want to take notes on it anyway so you can clearly match up the points. And then when you write, follow the order of points in the listening. The outline for this essay is the classic traditional 5-paragraph structure of introduction and conclusion with 3 body paragraphs sandwiched in between. As you write in each paragraph, if you can, try to prioritize the listening. Write about the listening first. In the introduction, all you have to do is 2 things. Say what the listening and the reading have in common and how they are different. Both the listening and the reading discuss X. However, they conflict about A, B, and C. In the body paragraphs, it goes listening, reading, listening, reading, listening, reading. Write what the listening said, write what the reading said, wash, rinse, repeat, and do that 3 times. You can use additional sentences with information and details if you want, but I don't think you have to, and I don't think you have time for that. And in the conclusion, as always, restate the introduction using different words. Because you have to write about the listening and the reading 5 times, you need to vary your language using synonyms. So for listening, you can write listening, lecture, professor, or lecturer. And for reading, you can write reading, passage, or text. And because you are writing about conflict and disagreement, you need to use a lot of transitions for contrast, and I have a list of those on my website, and I include a link to that information in the description. So that's an introduction to the TOEFL integrated essay. To read more in detail, please visit my website. I include a link to that information in the description as well. And for a private lesson with me, please also visit my website, That information too is in the description. I've worked online with people from all over the world, and I'd love to work with you. Take care.